It's back.
The green train is running.
Bobby, sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong.
Oh, sorry, I was jamming out. My bad.
Oh.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Fitz Talk. Today on the Fitz Talk Sports Network, I'm your host, Bobby Fitz Talk. That's the other host right there, Fish Tank Hank. We appreciate you all tuning in. Aladino is already in the comments. Finstanza, Fish Tank Hank is back. He was hosted post-game last night with Finstanza, which I'm very appreciative for. I did pop in, but my goodness, Pamela, great to see you, my friend. I see Pamela there. Very cool. Awesome. I know, Fish Tank, I know you did post-game last night. We just talked about it right before the show, and I'm going to be honest with you. You know I'm burnt. You know I've been doing crazy hosting everybody this week and everything else because we even talked about it. We're like, I'm surprised we're doing a show today. But, our Dolphins are 8-3. Our Dolphins defense dominated yesterday. We had to talk some Dolphins this morning for me, afternoon for you. First off, for all of that, sir, where are you at and how the heck are you doing?
Well, to be truthful, I'm at Miller's Ale House today. I wanted to do the broadcast a little different. I could show you folks around, let you see Miller's Ale House, and we're in the bar area. So I don't know how much you can see because I have the camera backwards, but it's a nice little seat that I have back here in the corner that I took. And
there you go.
I'm ready to talk some football too, though. And you had mentioned, we might have thought about skipping today, but we can't skip partying about the Dolphins being 8-3.
No, we can't. And hey, Evan's saying it right here. Kudos to Jason Sanders. I don't have a drink with me, but I have a bottle of water, or I'll put that up. Kudos to him.
Look how clear my drink is. It's supposed to be like red.
Yeah.
But that's how much alcohol's in there.
That's how much partying you're doing,
Hey, and everybody out there knows I don't drink, but I'm having one today.
There you go. I mean, you're celebrating. But the Miami Dolphins are 8-3, number one in the AFC East. Currently, for now, number one in the AFC. Okay. Things need to happen for the rest of the weekend for Miami to stay atop there. We'll touch on that. We talked about it at pregame. But before that, Jason Sanders, really did well yesterday. No, all jokes aside, I think it was a 54-yarder. I know Evan really loved to see that.
Yes.
I know you guys touched on Tua.
Evan was jumping up and down before he kicked it, too. He was all excited about it. He was like, Sanders is on this.
Trust me, I looked away. I didn't even know it was a 54-yarder until Alex told me. He says, no, that was 54. I said, it was? Oh, I can't wait to hear about this. But, Fish Tank, I know usually you and I have an outline. We have our stuff prepped up because we like to stay on topic and keep a good flow. But today we don't because I said, hey, we're just going to react to the game. We'll touch a little bit how we're feeling about Washington coming up, just a little bit because we're not going to do pregame, and then we got them next Sunday.
Yeah, but I don't do pregame.
You know what I mean? Our pre-stuff. You know what I'm saying. What's up, Ray? Fins up, brother. But hey, look. Dolphins win 34-13. 6 points by our defense. Javon Holland with a 99-yard interception, pick six, which was just gorgeous. I said right before that play, I remember looking at obviously my family and hanging around. We had everybody here for Thanksgiving, and I said, man, let's get that token pick interception because they were going to try to take it into the end zone.
Be a single. Yeah.
To give us that token interception, and that's what happened. Holland takes it, but then he decides to take it to the house. He takes it to the house. We go up. What was it? Was it 17 at that point? 17-6, I believe. When we finished it. What a way to end the half! But what a statement by our defense for what was going to be for the rest of the game. Our defense showed up. and it just continues to trend up. How did you feel about our defensive performance yesterday?
Oh, it was awesome. I couldn't have hoped for more. Kept them down. They didn't go score wild or anything. They only got 13 points. I said they'd get 17. They got 13. I was surprised. Defense was great. Obviously we lost Phillips, but we also have Agba in there, and he stepped up as soon as Phillips was out. So I like the two of them, to be honest with you, and hopefully it'll continue to trend up.
Yeah, this again something I love what Scotty has here, and Pamela, I apologize. 99.5 yards.
Yes.
Sorry for taking the half off. That was my error.
Are you cheating people by half a yard?
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Oh, whoops, somebody dropped off another one.
Oh my goodness. I'm not a drinker, but I'm hammering down these vodkas. It's like, okay.
Hey, it's Grey Goose vodka. Get it right.
I got you, brother. Scotty, I was super impressed with the blocking from the defense on Holland's return. See, I 100% agree with that. Right? We're impressed with Holland's interception, but if you go back and you watch that defense, the blocking, and I think it speaks to the defense. I said it last week. The defense seems like they play like a unit. They are all on the same page. They are all for each other. Offense, obviously, number one offense in the NFL, but still, they've kind of taken a step back to what we expected, we expect them to be, and what we've seen they could be. Our offense. To me, it's a lot of individual performance. With our defense, it's a unit. But I remember how I ended it last night before I hopped off, Fish Tank. Imagine, and it's going to happen. We know it will. The offense is going to get back. Imagine when we have the offense and the defense playing at the same level, right? And, imagine that, and try to see which team could stop that. That's the exciting part about this football team right now.
I feel really, really bad for the Commanders.
Yeah.
Because they might be the team where they put it together.
Yeah, and that's a great point. And
that could become real ugly real fast if they come on, full throttle offense and defense. Forget about it.
Let me just take a look here, Fish Tank, because you might be on the money. Let me take a look.
I might be on the money. I'm on the money.
All right. So just looking, because we know, again, you joke at me about how me looking at numbers, it's whatever, but it's kind of played out that way a little bit, where we say, hey, that they have this top defense. Miami's offense kind of gets like, a little push back a little bit. Defense with an offense, when the offense is a little lower, defense dominates, and Dolphins defense has just been dominating. It's been doing a great job. They did a good job against the Eagles despite a loss or whatever. Washington's offense is 12, whatever. I'm not concerned about their offense whatsoever. Their defense is 32, 31, 30, 29. Okay?
Oh, boy.
Miami's offense should get back to what we're used to seeing.
I'm telling you, it's going to get ugly.
What's up, Matt? Matt Cole in the house.
Fins up, Matt.
Great to see you in here, brother. How many other coaches get talked about their wardrobe and shoes? Bobby, on a scale of 1 to 10, how did I perform as host of the post game? From what I saw, from the time the show started to the time I hopped off myself, I'd say you were about a 8.5.
Who are we talking about?
9.5. 10. I'll give you 10.
Who are we talking about?
Fitz Stans is asking how his performance was last night.
Oh, Jesus.
In regard to
Stanza, you were phenomenal, my son.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Look, with regards of Tua, okay, and the offense. Let's just talk about how he finished very quick.
All right.
Because I know Fitz Stanza brought this up last night. Okay. And Tua finished 21 to 30, 243 yards, a touchdown and a pick. The 2 interceptions, I touched on this when you guys asked, or when Evan asked about it yesterday. And Fish, like you said, hey, look, it's 2 interceptions, 2 bad interceptions. At least it wasn't 3 to 4, but we still won the game. My thing was with the interceptions, and I said it when we watched it. If you go back and you watch the replays, they were bad interceptions. He was eyeballing his guy. The defense reads your eyes. They come up, pick it off. They did it. They were 2 bad interceptions. You can't do that against Baltimore or whatever. Okay,
No.
You can't do that in the playoffs. You got to protect the ball. What's the saving grace of that? And again, I am all about he can't let that happen. He can't let it continue. He's been doing that. And we touched on it because we said it's an epidemic, whatever, around the league. Yeah, more guys are throwing interceptions. Tua, 13 games, only threw 8 interceptions last year. This year, he's at 10 now. That's 10. He had 8 before the game. He has 10 on the season. Okay.
How many touchdowns does he have?
So he had 1 yesterday, so he's 29 now. I believe 29 and 10 right now. So, and I think he broke 3,000 yards. I don't have that number in front of me, but anyway, what I'm saying is, if this was any other year, at any other time, and our quarterback threw 2 interceptions to a disaster team like the Jets, we lose that game. But because we have the talent, of course, of Tyreek and Waddle, Raheem Mostert with 2 touchdowns. But not that. What our defense does to elevate our offense, to elevate our team, to get us past that point, that's the difference between this year's 8. My wife asks, is this the first – and she remembers. She was there last year, but she can't, recall. When's the last time they were 8-3? Last year. And then they dropped 5 games. When was here's the difference, though. This is not the same team. This is not the same 8-3 team it was last year as it is this year. This entire team is coming together. Jason Sanders is coming together, and Evan will buy that jersey. He will buy it. And I think Fish Tank kicked himself out on accident, but he'll be back. And there he is. That's all right.
It happens, man. It's live. It happens.
And hey, Christian Wilkins, what a season. I know it's a contract year. Pamela just said his name. 6.5 sacks, Fish Tank. What's up, Jason? Good to see you again, brother.
For 10.
22 touchdowns. Thank you, Scotty. He's on track for 10. Thank you. Bobby, Hunter, good to see you, man. Bobby, where are you and every other host from? My grandpa was wondering. He's from Clearwater. Well, Hunter, I will tell you, where I'm from originally, I'm from Miami. I'm from Hialeah. I grew up there. I'm currently residing near Nashville and Franklin. Fish Tank, I could tell you where he's from, but I'll let him talk.
I am from North Bellport, New York, and that's on Long Island. And I currently live in Orlando, and I drive down to every home game.
There you go. And Hunter, man, always great to see Hunter in here. Jason from New Mexico, Scotty with the clutch. This is what I like about Scotty, man. He always, if I say something, he comes at me, but he gets the facts and he brings the numbers, and we go back and forth. But 22 and 10 for Tua this year. I apologize for the inflated numbers. My bad. But I love it. Thank you. But again, look, we know.
Hey, Bobby, let me talk to you about something here.
Go for it. What's up, Corona?
There's this guy on Twitter. His name is David Fisher. I don't know if you've run across him.
I have.
He does a lot of AI images that are phenomenal, and he says that if you ever want to use them, go ahead and all that, But anyway, seems to be a real nice guy. I don't know him personally like I do you. You know what I mean? However, the guy just said that Tua didn't have a good game. Tua had a bad game, and everybody jumps all over him. People have to chill out. Use a little bit of common sense out there, folks. Tua did not have a great game yesterday, and if you sit here and try to argue with me that he had a great game yesterday, you're a fool. Okay? He had a bad game yesterday, and it showed. You don't get 2 interceptions and 1 touchdown and say that you had a great day. Now, if you only had 1 interception and 2 touchdowns, then we could say it was a little better of a day. But however, I don't bash Tua, but at the same time, I don't put him up on a pedestal that he's not on either. You know what I mean, Bobby?
Mm-hmm.
But don't be so harsh on people. But just because they have an opinion is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, I agree 100%, and that's what this show is about in the network. This fish tank. I've always said everybody deserves a right and opinion, and we can disagree and whatever, but we'll respect each other,
Bobby.
and we'll agree to disagree. We'll move forward.
And
so
Bobby, you're always entitled to your opinion, no matter how wrong it is.
That's right. There it is. There's the jab. Bam, 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 bam. Perfect. I will say something we touched on the Finstock Sports Network, touched on pregame between Finstanza, myself, and Russ Morgan, who was our resident Jets fan, who joined the show, and he was amazing. It was great to have him on Fish Tank. But we talked about how the Dolphins had to run the ball and stay to run, and they did that. They had 167 yards total, 94 for Raheem, 56 for Jeff Wilson, which was good to see. 2 touchdowns for Raheem. I like that they got Tyreek involved in that. Evans, once he fumbled the ball, get him the hell out. I was done with him. I didn't want to see him no more. I think it was Evans who fumbled. It's like, what's the point? What's the point of you? But look, your guys are going to have bad days. Tua did not have a day where that he did not have a game that's normal for him. It wasn't good.
Not at all. It wasn't good for him.
And he knows that. He knew that. Okay, there's no doubt. All right, and it's been kind for a couple of weeks now. A little bit here and there. We eyeballing a receiver, interception, whatever. But guys, here's the point. He has to fix that. We could call him out on it. We say, dude, we can't have this. It can't happen against Baltimore. It can't happen against Dallas. It can't happen in the playoffs.
No.
But the thing is, even though it starts and ends, as Fish Tank would say, with the quarterback, it's not the quarterback. That's what's great about this team. We're not relying on one guy. He is not the one holding up the team. He is not the reason why we are striving ahead. It's a team unit right now.
He's the number one offensive.
He's the number one. Yeah. He's not the guy who's, if he sucks, or he has a bad game, the game's over. We're done. We're going to lose if he has a bad game. Josh Allen will. Josh Allen is the guy. That's what it is. Okay, because they don't have everything else. Dolphins, look at their defense right now. Look at what they're doing. Look at their offense overall. Raheem Mostert, Tyreek, Waddle had a great game. I love the final numbers between Waddle and Tyreek. That's how it should be. Split.
Hey, Bobby,
both have over 100 yards.
Do you remember before the year started where I told you we were going to have a top 10 defense and a top 5 offense? Where are we at with that right now?
Well, we're going to let the week play out. But the way it should end, I think we should have by the end of this week. I would assume if they're not at 10 or 9, they're going to be at 11. But they're getting up there. But you're seeing what I'm saying is that your guy could have a bad game. Of course, it could kill you. The Baltimore could score and then you lose the game. Okay, but they throw an interception, they make a bad play, you get a turnover on downs. Your defense intercepts or fumbles the ball, gets you the ball back. That's the thing. You can rely on this football team. You could say, our defense, I could trust our defense. I could trust our running back to get something. It's an overall team unit. That's why this 8-3 team is different from last year's 8-3 team.
Here's something else I can tell you, Bobby. You lose a man on the offensive line, guess what? We're
Next
fine.
man up. Next man up.
And these coaches have been phenomenal. Yeah. Look at the guys that they've been putting on. Look at the guys they've been putting on the field for our offensive line, and it's working. No matter who they've been putting in there.
And you're touching on offensive line, and we touched a little bit on this on post game. I don't know how much you guys continue this conversation, but when I was on there, Pamela says it right here. I credit our coaching staff with the largest percentage of why this team is doing so well. Offensive line. No one will tell you offensive line, quote unquote, on talent is the strength of our team. Before the season, a lot of us, most of us, if not 99.9% of us, believe our offense was the weakest link, our offensive line at least. This season, what they have done with the assets that they've had has been nothing short of impressive. What Butch Barry has done with this offensive line is deserves an award on its own. He has been doing a lot of great things. I finally got to see Hard Knocks last night, guys, and it was a great first episode. Loved it. Loved it. Love the energy of this team on the field, obviously, but love the energy off the field.
Bobby, I'll be
great
right
show.
back. I
You
got to
go
take
right
care
ahead.
of something, but I'm going to have this beautiful face take over for me.
Oh, there you go. All right. And it's Kelly. What's up, Kelly?
Fabulous day today, isn't it?
Absolutely. Hey, Kelly, since I got you, and I don't know if you said anything on post game, but I will ask you, and I know you've been watching them. You know, you go to every home game. You're sitting there with Fish Tank. You're watching the game. How did you feel about the Dolphins yesterday? How they performed?
Well, I was actually pleasantly surprised that I wasn't as scared as I usually am. I get so nervous. And then this game I felt like they're doing what they're supposed to. Oh my God, they did that right. Because sometimes I'm seeing things and Henry's explaining and he just starts yelling at the screen. And now I'm understanding. And yesterday it felt good, positive, confident. I felt like a confidence I haven't felt in a while. And then Sanders, all I thought of was Evan. As soon as Sanders gets up there for that one kick, I was like, Evan always goes ding, ding, ding in my head. I'm like, I can't wait to see what Evan's got to say about that one. Can't say nothing this time. But it was, I feel great. And just walking around with this record, I got like this little feather, like, yep, that's us right now.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And I will say again, with the record 8-3, and I was just touching on it. You 8-3, and you're seeing the way this team is performing as a whole. You know that record's going to keep going and going, especially against teams like Washington coming up. And I believe that you're absolutely right when you say that you were a little bit nervous and scared before the game because it is a divisional game. It's against the Jets. Sometimes those games sneak up on you.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins got it done. Very cool.
Big way.
There you go. And when she's sliding out, the big guy's coming back in, and there he is.
Hey, man, when you got to go, you got to go.
It's all good, brother. It's all good.
That's
we
all
make
right,
sure.
They got some nice soap in this bathroom. It smells good. So
pull this up here. All right.
Yo, I don't know if you've ever gone to Miller's Ale House or not.
I have. I love Miller's.
They got this thing here called the pork osso buco. It is phenomenal. If you like pork, I'm just going to tell you, go to Miller's Ale House if you're in Florida and get the pork osso buco. It's only like $18-19, and it is phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
There you go.
So there's a heads up for those of you that want to venture to Miller's. That would be
absolutely
my recommendation on the menu, along with their filet.
Let's see. What is the Washington Commanders? I just want to know their
Hey, why don't you,
right
Bobby? I need a plug right now for the Caneswear, please.
Yes, I will, sir. Do that. Touch on that at the bottom of the show, but I will do it now. Let me see here.
I'm feeling the need for it. We got to take care of our sponsor.
Let me see here. Commanders are 4-8, and you're right, Jason. You can't take Washington light. You shouldn't take any team light, but you're absolutely right. So we would have to, but I think Miami overall as a unit, defensively, offensively, they could get the job done. I'm not concerned for Washington in regards of losing the game, but you're right. They cannot sleep on Washington. That's their job. We can. They can't. They shouldn't. You're right. And Caneswear, guys,
I don't suggest that we're sleeping either, though, Bobby. But
I know that.
I definitely think we're going to win that game.
Oh, for sure. I don't have no worry about that game. Again, again, the schedule, you could look at a game and you go, okay, I predict this, I predict that. But if you look at the remaining schedule, the only team over on this other team, obviously the teams on there, we talk Dallas and Buffalo's on that remaining schedule. But the only team that actually looking at it go, God, that's going to be a tough game is Baltimore. That's the only team.
I told you that at the beginning of the year. That was going to be one of our tough ones at the end.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Okay, let's roll on and let's talk about Caneswear.
Bobby, we have 3 hard games left, all right? If we're being realistic, we have 3 hard games left.
Yes, we do.
We have Dallas, we have Baltimore, and we have the Bills. But 2 of those 3 are at home. That's what makes the difference for this team. Not only are we facing these hard teams, we're facing them at home, and we are 5-0 at home.
And Fish, you know what? I'm going to segue to that because that's why it's so important for Miami to continue to win, and we got to continue to hope that a lot of these top teams drop off a little bit because it's so important for Miami to continue to win, get that second or first seed, get home field advantage. That's why I was bringing up the playoff scenarios. We're going to touch on them, but before we do that, guys, Fin Talk Sports Network, our sponsor, Caneswear. If you want to get, first off, any Miami sports team, Dolphins, Heat, Marlins, Panthers, Inter, Miami, they've got it all. But most importantly, especially for our show, Dolphins gear. Man, they got beautiful helmets, Dolphin helmets. They got the original logo. They got my favorite logo, which of course is the cartoon dolphin, we call it. They got the new logo,
cool
and then
how about those cool chains that everybody
they got
buys?
the cool chains with the giant Dolphins logo or University of Miami. They got custom helmets. They got great shirts. They got the Mike McDaniel shirt that everybody loves. They got everything at Caneswear. You go to their store. It's at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, Florida. Or if you're not in Miami or you just don't want to drive, you could obviously go on their website, www.caneswear.com, to order all their stuff. Check out everything they have. They had all of it on there. If you're outside of Florida, you want to buy it, you could. They do shipping. They ship anywhere in the United States. If it's over $99, it's shipped for free. Cool thing is they got a big sale going on at Caneswear for the holiday. For Thanksgiving, I think it's like 20 to 40 to 50% off on all merchandise. So everything. So if you want some nice stuff, you want some nice Dolphins gear, if you're going to go to the game, or you just want to represent your team in the city, go to Caneswear or check out caneswear.com. All right. Talking about home field advantage. That's
what I like, Bobby. I like it when you represent us like that. You know?
I appreciate you. Thank you, brother.
You're professional, unlike me.
You just like the sound of my voice. That's what it is. I know what it is, boss.
Hey, you know what drew me into you in the first place? Here I
am. Our first phone call. I like this guy, honey. That's what he said. As soon as I said hello, he said, "This guy's good."
This guy's got that sexy voice.
No, I'm just kidding. Jason Sanders, Earl's Bam is overrated. Evan, I will block you. Keep off the ban. I will block you. I'm just kidding. I'll block you. All right, so here's what's going to happen, guys. Again, we know the Dolphins are the #1 team in the AFC East. I am not concerned with that whatsoever. If you say I'm sleeping on Buffalo, let me sleep. I'm not worried about the AFC East. We had the 4th seed down. Dolphins are going to win the East either way, anyhow, whatever it is. Unless a complete catastrophe, I don't believe that's going to happen.
Hey, Bobby, if you want to be realistic about the Bills also, they're going to lose 4 of their next 6.
I have to look at their schedule, but I will say, so if Miami won yesterday, Fish Tank, let me run down these scenarios for the audience and for us. Miami won yesterday. If Baltimore, Kansas City, Cleveland, Jacksonville, they all win, Miami remains the 4th seed, which is fine. We're in the playoffs. It doesn't matter. Okay. But if Miami wins and Jacksonville or Kansas City lose, Miami will move up to the 3 seed. That's awesome. That's great. Home field. That helps us out. If Miami wins and Jacksonville and Kansas City lose, the Dolphins will move up to the 2nd seed. But if Baltimore loses and Cleveland wins, Cleveland will move up to the #1 seed, which is crazy, right? Finally, if Miami wins, which they did, and if all those teams lose, which we know is unrealistic if we say it like that, Miami moves up to the #1 seed. So Miami could move up to 3 or 2 this week because they get the job done. As Miami continues or should continue to get the job done, things should work out in their favor because we know teams are going to drop. You got Jacksonville and Houston. You know, Houston is coming up there. Houston could shock them. It's all playing out Miami's favor. So
I'm drinking that Kool-Aid.
I see you. You're guzzling it down. So, guys, look, let me just say it's a great time to be a Dolphins fan. It's a great time to be a Miami sports fan. As you all know, I always say that, but it's true. Bills most likely lose to the Eagles, Chiefs, and Dolphins all away against them. I like to see them beat the Chiefs, but not likely. I guess we would like to see them beat the Chiefs. That would be great news for the Dolphins. And again, I don't mind seeing Buffalo beat the Chiefs because it's not going to bother me with the Dolphins. I'm full confidence the Dolphins are not going to lose the East, so I don't worry about it. Let them beat the Chiefs, and then let them just lose all the other games. I could care less. But other than that, Fish Tank, I know you are out eating. I know you had post game last night. I am running on fumes.
I'm out partying.
That's right. Any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
What's food got to do with it?
Well, that's right. That's right.
Hey, folks, don't get too twisted over a few of the bumps we're going to hit. We have 2 games that we might lose. I see us winning 4, and I think 4 of them are at home. So I see us winning at least 4 of the next. So that puts us at 12 games, in my opinion. I call 13 games at the beginning of the year, but I can see us at least getting 12 on the end of this stretch here coming up. And if we're sitting at 12, that means we have a chance to be a number 1, number 2 seed. And if that happens, we're going to play some games at home for the playoffs, and how we are at home, which gives me a lot of excitement because we could be winning some playoff games.
That's right, and I will say, Pamela, I'm with you. I think I picked the Texans. I think Texas played the Jags this week. I may be wrong, but I think that I had the Texans over the Jags. But my upset was Raiders over Kansas City this week, which would be all great news for the Dolphins. That was my upset on pregame. But look, Miami has the Commanders. Yes, Miami has the Commanders, the Titans, and the Jets again.
Thank you.
There's no reason why the Dolphins should, and again, there might be a hiccup here. Hank's right. But the Dolphins should be 11-3 before the Dallas game. There's no reason why the Dolphins, they're more talented than any of those teams coming up. The Dolphins should be 11-3 before Dallas.
Definitely.
Okay? But with the talent they have on this team, with the way their defense is playing, the way their offense is playing, and the way the offense could be playing better, this team's 11-3 before Dallas. But we'll wait and get there. Guys, next week, Saturday, next Fitz Talk today, we're going to figure out the time or the co-host. I will be coaching my son's basketball team. So either it won't be at noon or Fish Tank will be hosting it in my place with a co-host, whether maybe Rob or Finstanza. Maybe they'll maybe Bandwagon will take it.
You mean I get to host?
Yeah.
It would be my first time.
No, it won't. You've done it before. You did it. Yes, you did.
No, when you bring in co-hosts, they always host.
No, they don't. You hosted Rob, Dolphins Thirsty.
Did I?
Yes, you did. You've done it a couple times. It's that. It's see, you're drinking and see what happens when you see. Oh man,
it has nothing to do with drinking.
Oh, there it is. There goes the memories.
It has
Come on there.
It has to do with that brain injury I suffered in the military.
It's all
At least
good.
That's what they tell me.
That's what they say. And 12-3 after the Cowgirls. There you go, Pamela. Like, absolutely right. Guys, I want to thank everybody for tuning in and joining us here on this Saturday. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I know Fish Tank does as well. You're watching Fins Talk today on the Fins Talk Sports Network. We will see you next Saturday. You're more likely seeing me on pregame with Finstanza for the Commanders game on Sunday. So do us a favor. Like, subscribe, and most importantly, Fins up.
Fins up.
See you guys next time.